Hey everyone, I want to take a minute and talk to you about what I consider the best mount for a PVS-14 or monocular night vision device, the Norotos INVG Hypermount. Now a couple points of nomenclature. First, we have the mount and we have the shroud. The shroud is the part that's either bolted or molded into your helmet that everything attaches to. The mount is then the part that usually articulates and actually connects to the nod or the night vision device via a dovetail or a J-arm or something like that. This device wasn't provided for us or anything like that, paid full price for it. And this is also nothing new. They've been out for quite a few years, but I find that most people know about, of course, the Rhino mounts and the G24 mounts, but I find that not everybody knows about the Norotos mounts, or specifically the INVG mount. And I think that's kind of sad because it is spectacular. The INVG has all the same adjustments as something like the G24, as far as the drop, the angle, and the pull. So it's completely adjustable. But and of course it is a dovetail system. So if you already have a PVS-14 that has a J arm on it, you'll need to get a dovetail like the Norotos dual dovetail system, which I'll show you in a minute. But this will not work with your J arm. So once you get your dual dovetail mount put onto your PVS-14, attaches like any other dovetail system until it's pushed until it locks in. And things are pretty intuitive. Nothing on this is, there's no buttons to activate. You just pull to overcome. And from this point, it's pretty normal. It works just like any other mount. What's really awesome about this mount is if you're familiar with like a dual tube system that articulates, often you'll see people who are not currently using their nods, and instead of flipping them up, they just got them up like this, articulated up like this. With the Norotos INVG, you can do that with a single monocular, just like that. Another benefit of the dual dovetail is that if you, for any reason, wanted to change the eye that your monocle is over, it's that simple. I don't know why exactly you'd ever want to do that. Normally, you wear it on your non-dominant or non-shooting eye. Now, in my opinion, this next part is where the INVG Hypermount really shines. Is when you have it up. I'll put in a picture here of me in the middle between two other people, and I'm using the INVG Hypermount, and the other two are using the more traditional Rhino mount. And you'll notice how, there's where you can see it here. You'll notice in that picture, the other guys, their nod when flipped up is like way up here. And that's easy to bang it into doorways or all kinds of stuff. It also creates like a large moment arm for, to wreak havoc on your neck because you have the weight way out there. But with the Norotos INVG, once I have it flipped up, I can also flip it to the side, and then it sucks it way in to the helmet, almost like having an articulated dual tube. And it, of course, will go both ways. In fact, I mean, you never want to, but if you had it down, you can go all the way around with it. Another benefit that might not be so evident is that because the mount has so many degrees of movement, of free movement, and there's no buttons to actuate, it's just forced to overcome, that if you were to bang the nod into something like a doorway or maybe a teammate or whatever, it will just move the nod out of the way instead of having to absorb the impact to the nod itself or to the mount and possibly breaking away or something like that. You also get the major benefit of it being an extremely solid mount. There is no detectable wobble in the INVG Hypermount that I can detect at all. It's something that you only get in the higher quality or in more expensive mounts like the Wilcox mounts. It also has other features such as a breakaway option depending on where you have this switch actuated at the top. One is locked into place and the other is set to breakaway. That way, if you were to like run it into a door or something, instead of putting the stress on a connection down here, it would actually break away from your helmet up here, the mount itself. That's why it's really important to dummy cord your night vision, so you don't want it to hit the ground or anything like that. So is the INVG Hypermount worth the price tag? I would say yes. It adds a lot of options, gives you a rock solid mount, and for an added benefit, in the future, if you decide to upgrade from your 14 or your monocular device and get a dual tube system, you already have a mount that works. No problems, just as stable. And now you have a bunch of features that you don't need with a dual tube system, but you don't have to go out and then buy another $400 or $500 mount. You're already set and good to go. Well, if it's not obvious, I can't really recommend the INVG Hypermount enough. I think it's the best mount on the market, and I'm pretty sure you'll agree. Feel free to leave comments in the comment section below and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. This has been another Mission Spec review.